should I be running in last?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Far side goes in first.
Because I'm
No.
in group 8.
If you're group 8, oh shit! Now I'm gonna fucking got myself going backwards now.
Look at my look where I put the skull on myself. Look where I am in line. But I'm in group 8.
I don't know how to teleport people here if one of y'all do.
No.
Yeah, I see.
1 and 2, 1, 8 are going to be going in first. 2 and 7 will be following. 3 and 6 will be following. 4 and 5 are last.
Message received.
Damn it.
Because right now I'm going in last.
Is the picture that I
second.
No.
Where's the picture?
That I linked, Michael, that I did that one.
I will link it here.
Yeah, just a second. I'll update the macro to fix it.
Or look at what I linked, Michael.
Where's my stapler?
Okay.
Yeah, that's way too much. You don't need that kind of ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
If 8's supposed to be going in first, you have
Okay,
them
open the
furthest
picture
from
that
the
I
door.
have. Ignore the purple, but that just shows you how you run in. It's incredibly simple. So I linked it there in TeamSpeak. It's a big ass link. So it's you're already in your group. You're already set up against the wall even for how you're gonna go in. And basically this little purple line there, elegantly drawn there in paint, will show you how you go in and how you separate yourself from the other group. You don't need to follow the full line. You can basically see that 1 is the outside. Number 1 is going to go closest to Cthulhu. Number 8 is going to go closest to Cthulhu. But anyways, so your groups are going to go 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3, 6, 4 and 5. So
Can I say something real quick?
yeah, of course.
The problem with whoever set up the macro that spawns us
fixing it.
wherever it's spawning us, group 8
Fixing
is
it
spawning
right
furthest from the door.
Yeah, he's fixing it.
Yeah, he's fixing that right now.
But anyways, let's not get over complicated anything. We'll just look at this simple thing here. If you're in the group 1, you're going to be going in first on the left side. Group 8 is going to go in first on the right side. And this isn't like a massive wait in between each thing. It's just a few seconds. It's just kind of staggered. You're not all riding at the same time. And because we'll have runners and riders
26.
the first day. So
27.
what I would like to do is
Join your
give
channel on
all the
these
people,
arts and
hopefully,
crafts on the server.
have the majority of group 1 and group 8
30.
with
Oh, wait,
mounts.
Pop and Story
And
are
then
both
hopefully we can also get it
28.
flowing into the group 7 and group 2
29.
as well to get them the mounts first because they have the longest ride.
30.
Ziva should
And
also
then
technically be in
Cryos
group
should
8.
be group 5.
So what
which is
I want to do
last.
first
It's
is,
Purple's group.
if everyone is here, did we already check the people? Rate check even a thing?
So is Timster.
I don't even think rate checks actually work or exist. Okay, so basically everyone, all looking at your groups, just come on into the room. We're going to ride into the room here. And then you can kind of get an idea of where I would like the groups to go. So everyone come on in. Come into this lovely space.
36,
Someone's
37.
going to kill us here. So, the way that I have it set up is there are going to be 6 dedicated melee that are going to sit on the inside. We may end up having to push a 7th on top, just depending on how our spread goes here, because we do have a little bit more melee than normal. So anyways, we're going to have 6 melee on the inside here. They're going to be assigned, and they're going to spread themselves out, keeping them 10 yards, and they're going to be closer to the inside box. This black outside line here is where we're going to have our 8
Did I get this
assigned
right?
melee players that are going to be assigned to this. Is 4
Purple.
tanks and 4 melee that are going to be assigned to an individual spot that corresponds to each group. So if you're in group 1, you're going to be coming all the way over here, and basically straight from this gong down, a tentacle will spawn here, and this is where
11, 16,
I,
21.
or group 1 melee person that's not assigned to the center, is going to be chilling per se. So why I say that is you're going to come here every 45 seconds in phase 1 to intercept, to be the first person on your spawning tentacle that spawns here. There'll be 8 tentacles that spawn every 45 seconds in the first phase. So every 45 seconds you're going to come back to your spot. Now, when Dark Glare happens, the whole room flips, so then you will be on the side, but we'll get to that. So when the tentacle comes up, you're going to come here, you're going to get an interrupt, whether it be a pummel, a kick, if mages can help with counter spells. This is priority number 1. When they're up, they go down, kick immediately. They have very little health, but they do a mind flay that slows and does damage. So you want to get it out of the way, just kick, it's done. And then it's dead, and then you go back to just basically intercepting all of the claws. So what happens is you're going to be covering sections 1 and 2.
Damn it.
Well, you'll be covering section 1 basically
So
for myself if we're gonna do it this way. But I'll be watching this spot here. If a claw comes up, you're gonna go to the claw and you're gonna start meleeing it. That's gonna keep it from going back underground and respawning again. Now what has to happen? So if it comes up, casters need to be aware that they need to move away
8, then
because
7.
we're about to come and start hitting on the mob, and you're gonna have that 10-yard radius issue. So if this claw spawns, casters slightly move away. You can DPS it, no problem, but just move away
6,
and allow that melee that is assigned to this spot here
5.
to move
so
towards it and engage it. It's very simple. That's all it is. So phase 1 is kill the claws, kill the eyes. That's it. DPS on the boss. There's going to be a dark glare that happens. This happens, and it's going to happen in the first 45 seconds, and it's going to happen at the exact same time as the very first tentacles. So when the tentacles first spawn, you're going to get like 2 seconds of deeps before the eye is going to happen, because what he's going to do is he's going to pick a spot, he's going to look at that spot for a couple seconds, and then start his beam. So you actually have a couple seconds to DPS the tentacles before we have to actually start moving.
I had a quick question while we're doing assignments. Does he have a directional, like, or is he omnidirectional? Like, can you only backstab him from a certain way?
To my understanding, I do not believe I believe his direction is the eye, his face, but he swivels and moves around. I don't think it actually has a thing.
So no one's actually actively tanking him then?
There is no active tanking of this boss at any point of the fight.
Probably omnidirectional, especially with phase 2. That's a just circular boss.
Yeah, I don't believe he has any sort. I think you can do all your abilities. To my understanding, you'll find out when we do the beginning phase. I have a couple rogues that are set on the sit on the boss, so they'll be able to tell us.
It's his glare. Like whenever he does the green, that's going to be his front.
Yeah, but I don't think it actually is a thing. Well, we'll have to see.
At the end of the day, the melee can't move, so.
That's what I want to know. Like,
well,
the
center melee can't move. So if we find out that the rogues are fucked by it, we'll just make sure that we just have the warriors doing it, and we'll have the rogues being out. It's not a big deal. We have a couple extra melee to do that. So this is the main thing. So if you're in group 1, one dark glare happens. Dark glare is a 180 every time. It is not special. It's going to pick a spot. Now, which way it goes, it can pick left or right. That you can just see in when it starts turning, you obviously just go the other way. But it's going to be a perfect 180. So now if you know, you're just going to go through the boss. Remember, this is going to be killing eyes during this phase, killing any tentacle claws during it. Like, anything that's in your way, just DPS it as you're going. Don't just blindly run to your spawn and be like, fuck it. Like, if there's anything in your way, DPS as it goes, and you're just going to move. So, number 1 is now going to flip, and they're going to be in the group 5 position. And so they'll be over here, and the fight is continued the exact same way. Nothing is different except you're just flip sides. So now I'll be sitting here waiting for this thing to come up. If there's no claws up, and there's no eyes up, I'm just chilling here. As soon as a claw spawns up my area, I go to it, I engage it, I come back here and wait. It is exceptionally straightforward. The DPS on the boss is not like, it's not a race. It's, if you're handling the other shit, you're keeping that down. The damage on the raid is not that big, and it's mostly let's just cleanly burn phase 1. As soon as phase 1 is done, because that's everything in phase 1. Like, basically, you have your healers will be assigned to casters. You guys just spread out your 10 yards.
Also, one thing, like, the boss doesn't even really take damage, right? It's like heavily reduced anyway.
Phase 1, he takes pretty well normal damage in phase 1. It's phase 2 that he becomes that nullified effect where he doesn't take real damage.
In the grand scheme of things, damage on him doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we're not looking. That's why there's 6 designated on the inside. We're not trying to put 8 or 10 in there because I really don't think it's going to matter. Our DPS will have downtime because it's not like a claw's going to come up, a claw's going to come up, a claw's going to come up. It's going to be like one comes up, it gets handled, and I think it's every 5 or 6 seconds another one will spawn. So there's going to be downtimes where there's a lot of people still putting in deeps on the boss. He's going to burn. It's not going to be an issue. Okay, so once phase 1 is completed, it's going to go pretty well right into phase 2. What he's going to do at the very beginning of phase 2, he's going to spawn a giant claw, and we need to force spawn these. He's going to spawn giant claws and giant eyes. He will still do his little tentacle party, which where he spawns 8 around the circle, but he'll no longer spawn the little ones, but he's going to spawn this big giant one. So what we do to bait it is we're all going to ride here to the front where we rode in. Everyone's going to collapse here. When we go phase 2, everyone's going to leave their spots, so just leave them now. And we ride, or run, I should say, over to here. And what this is going to do is it's going to force spawn the big ad to our location because it's always going to spawn on a person. So if we have somebody just chilling way over here, when this phase happens, there's a chance that it's going to spawn over here. We're on the other side of the room, and it's not going to fuck us. because lower end guilds back in the day didn't do the kind of collapse strats. This is just a very easy way of handling it. Now these big ads are tankable, they're stunnable, they're interruptible, and they need to be done that way because the damage they do is big, and they do the same eye beam. The eyes do the same eye beam as what he did when his dark glares. So basically, when he not his dark glare, but when he does his eye beam, so they need to be interrupted, stunned as soon as they pop up, and they need to be tanked. So that's when the tanks are going to come in. Other than that, the only thing that's really happening in this phase is when you get pulled under. Now, unfortunately, I can't switch us down there, but basically, if we get pulled under, you can't choose who gets pulled under. It just picks somebody. If you get pulled under, you're just going to get to those two little pads where you can safely stand on. I really wish I could take us down there so I could show everybody the safe spots, but basically you just stand on the two safe spots. If you're a melee, couple hits, if that, and just get back out. To get back out, you need to stand on the center little platform. There's some rubble looking like it's kicking up, and you stand in the center of that, and it's going to shoot you up. If you stand to the sides, there's a chance you'll hit the lip of the outer area, fall right back down, and die. So you really want to make sure you position yourself in the center of that little force-up teleporting thing. You're just going to have to kind of imagine it or watch a video, or when we do this fights, get pulled down, or we can wait till a bunch of people get pulled down in phase 2 and put Geno on everyone or something. But basically, if you're melee, you just get out. If you're a healer, you want to sit down there, throw some hots on yourself, throw some little heals on yourself, let a caster or DPS come down, heal them up, and then leave once you have around 5 or 6 stacks. So what happens is when you're down there, you're going to gain a stack over time. It's like 4 stack was only like 600 damage over 5 seconds. So it's not like massive damage, but it will start ramping up. So you're just going to take a few stacks of that, throw some heals, and basically just heal up any casters and yourself. Casters, you're the main people to stay down there. So when you go down, you want to, if you have an NR pot, pop your NR pot when you go down there, and really try and put in deeps onto one of the ads. If there's 2 of them up, just burn one down as quick as possible. The second one, you want to kind of time that. So you're going to let everyone know when whoever's going down, be like, it's at 20%, it's at 15%. And we're going to make sure that up here in phase 2, we've cleared off the last 30-second spawn of the little rape party tentacles, and the big ads have just spawned. As soon as that's happened, we can kill any time within that little phase, and then he won't respawn them for that 30-second weak phase. So that was a lot of talking. What we're going to do is phase 1. We're not going to spawn him yet, but we're going to do our phase 1 run-in to our positions. So
you guys need to stop moving. Go back to where you reported.
So basically, I'm going to take each group to their spot so they can see it. So group 1, just follow me. I'm going to take you to where we're going to stand. And I'm going to take group 2 and 3 and 4 just so they can see exactly where they want to be. So group 1 should all be with me. So basically, I'm going to be here.
Man
himself.
Missing.
Nua Exo.
Nua is here.
You guys should be
Oh, it's just Exact here.
Exact is actually in group 8 according to this.
Anywho, so basically I'm going to be here, and then you guys have this much space to work with. You guys have from here to basically here, and then straight back in a conal region to work with. You should be able to hit, the caster should be at the back, the healer should be roughly in the middle, I'll be up here, and then just be aware that if a claw spawns that you need to move back from me. Okay, now group 2, come on in. If you're in group 2, come on in.
2 or 8.
Oh, just 2. So if you're in group 2.
Oh, okay.
No.
Alright, I'm just testing something.
Group 1, go back to where I had to put you. Group 2, come with me. Alright, so Dwops, you're going to be somebody that's going to be staying on the boss. So you'll just get to your position, which is going to be basically right in here. Duffel, you're going to be standing close to pillar number 1. If you're looking here, you'll see this pillar here right by the steps. If you walk straight from that pillar forward, this is roughly where your tentacle is going to spawn. So this is your zone. You're going to basically hang out here, and then the conal region of here, and then intercepting with my conal region over here. So anything that spawns in this spot area, you're going to move towards it and just intercept it, hit it, or interrupt your claw every 45 seconds in this spot. Okay, just stay there. Okay, group 3, come in. Alright, so group 3, Perfect Dark, you're going to be on the boss. So Perfect Dark, you're going to be inside. He's not here. Anyways, Banny, you're going to be right there. And this is basically in line here with the 3rd pillar in. So if you're trying to reference yourself, When you're counting your pillars, you're the third pillar in. Now this is your space. You guys only have this much area. Keep in mind the 10-yard space between here and here. And so, Ban, you're going to watch here. So this is roughly where your thing will spawn. And then you'll come out here and engage any claws that may happen to spawn in this area. And then you guys have to be aware to move away from Banny. Okay, group 4, come in. Okay, group 4, yours is not quite with the first pillar, but a little bit to the right. So you guys have this area here. So group 4, this group is the one that's screwed up. But Eparation, you're on the boss, but I'm going to have JRY or one of the other melee here in this group, but that's fine. It's not a big deal right now. So his Eparation's not here. Okay, anyway, so he's on the boss, and then your group is fine. So you guys are going to use this space. And just remember, this is your area. Spread out anywhere in here, keeping your 10 yards. Okay. Okay, let's go group 8. So group 8 is going to come all the way through. You're going to go through the black. You don't want to cut all the way over there when you come in. You want to hug with the boss, cut right through the black. You're basically with this first gong straight down. This is roughly in this area here where this one's going to spawn. So in group 8, we have Dirty. So this group, again, is not really the proper setup group. So we'll try and reset these things up and have it all posted. But Dirty, you'll be here. JRY, just for whatever sake, just come in here. So JRY is going to be on the boss. Duffy, you're going to be here, hanging out and watching this area. So Mare and them, as well as Saitama, you're going to want to use this spot, spread out in this areas here, and utilize this in a kind of a triangle radius. Okay? Same thing here, Duffel. So if anything spawns in this spot, anywhere around this area, you're going to come out here and engage it, come back to your
Duffel or Dirty?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
How
misread.
dare
I
you
meant Dirty.
compare me to Dirty, by the way?
I just see D's.
Yikes.
I'm sorry. Just a bunch of D's.
No
Okay.
respect.
Mike sees a lot of D's.
There's so many D's. Okay, group 7, come in. Okay, so group 7, you basically are aligned with pillar 1. Straight back out from pillar 1. In and around, basically around the sand trap storm area here. Timster, you'll be in here. And then Man would be back here. Unless we find out that melee, the rogue suck for this, then we'll switch that around. And then again, you guys are just going to spread around this spot here, utilizing this area. Okay, group 6.
When we actually do this, do you want me to be helping on tentacles for now until Man gets here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so group 6, this is basically lined up again with a third pillar when you come in, give or take. So this is basically around here. It's in and around this area here. So Cripes, you're actually on, but again, because we're having short people here, you're just going to stay back here for now, but you will be on the boss for the thing. But for here, you're just going to chill here. You guys spread in here. Okay, and then the last group, come on down. She's a little bit more over this side here, Chris, actually. Just a little bit more over here. Okay, and then Pro's last spot right here, pretty much in line with this pillar. So a little more with this side there. There you go. All right, and that's the rest of group 5. You guys all here? And then Purple Rice, you're on the boss, so you'll be in here.
Okay.
Okay, so these are your spots. So when you come in, these are where you go. So just think about where you are now with your healer. Make sure the healer is the inner person, the casters are in the back. Healer, inner person, caster in the back. And then when we come in, you're going to go right to your spots. And it's super important that you're fanning already. So if you see where you need to go, already start spreading out. There's no need to stay in a ball and then spread at the end. Just if you have a spot, if you see a destination, you know, fastest path to your area, do that, especially for the back groups. But this is where you go, and this is how we're going to set up. So this is how you stay, and then what we're going to do right now is I'm going to do a little mock beam. So I'm going to say there's a beam, and then we're all going to be going to our left. So if we're looking at the boss, we're going to move to our left. So in 3, 2, 1, beam. We're going to move to our left.
You guys should already be moving.
And then I want to see, and then everyone should be doing a complete 180. And then repositioning again. And now, again, just look at the pillars. So it's...
Don't stop moving.
And then that way, so it's 180, so then you spin around. So basically, if you were in group 1, you know, you're sitting at group 5 spot.
You're gonna have to watch your radar for that part too.
This might
I'm
be a
sure
dumb
there'll
question.
be
You can't
one.
chain still, huh?
You do not have to watch your radar
Yes,
for
that's
that
why
part.
you're
There
spread
Well,
out.
you're gonna have to watch it for when it ends, because immediately. You
Carissa,
can
get out of our
chase.
spot.
Well, this is the point of why people need to know where they're moving right away and move and get to their spot quickly, because you should be able to get into your spot and respread before he finishes his dark glare, because you know it's a 180.
Can you come inspect the groups? Because over here it looks like
Well, yeah,
it's
but we
way
also
off.
run like 5 times as fast as it moves, so.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So we should be able to get into our position, no issue. Okay, so
Can it chain lightning while we're moving?
no.
Dirty, get to your right. What are you doing? Can't count the post or what?
Okay, so pro's good there.
Hey.
Who's my guy
Julie
here?
over here in Timster?
Should have been somebody
Or not
here.
Operation, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
our
it's
missing
Skull's
person.
group.
That looks that looks pretty good.
What about
that looks pretty decent.
Triangle and Moon? They don't seem like they're right.
The main thing, what you're gonna do is on the day of the fight, and while we're doing the fight, if you guys all have big wigs, which a lot of us should
I'm
have
making
that
dirty
on here,
and dirty
you,
soul
you
over
can
here,
just go on your
Christ.
big wigs, go on your plugins, and in proximity, just
right
put on test and do a
here, I
10-yard
think.
radius. So just make sure you have 10 yards up. It's super important that the 6 guys on the inside are really paying attention to that. So because you're gonna be standing in closer, and just make sure that you are 10 yards from each other.
I think Anixia has one automatically, so I'd be shocked if this one didn't. Too.
Okay, let's teleport back out. And then now we're gonna run in again, but this time we're gonna run in the way I want to run in. So this is how it's gonna work. Again with the boss dead, I'm gonna engage by initiating myself around the corner. Basically, at this point here, because I should have a mount, if you guys all look where I am, I think you guys should all be able to see me. But if you see me here, my group and the next group should be coming in. My group should be hugging this side of this wall and coming down like that. You do not want to come down the middle. Both these groups do not want to come around this corner and intersect each other like this. You want to come around your corner and go like this. And then our group will be coming down straight into their spot. So you're going to follow me. So I'm going to go in. Group 8 is going to follow. And then as soon as they're in and started, then the next group is just going to follow behind. And it's not a huge weight. It's basically I've moved and they start moving, and then everyone's just going to follow in their proper groups, hugging their sides.
Mounted.
There's not like a wait 2 seconds or 3 seconds in between each group. It's once I've initiated, I'll say go, and then it's that group falls, and you just follow the other people. Don't go in ahead of the other group. Just make sure you follow them in, and then go to your spot. So we'll get to the area. We'll do a test run, and this will be with everyone running in, and then keeping in mind
2,
of where
8,
you
and
need to
7
spread.
should be mounted.
Yeah, everyone that's in group 1, 2, 7,
What's
and
the
8.
what's the ID on that mount? I don't have a mount.
Here, okay, please.
I'm sorry, Michael. You want group 1 going in, then you want group 8, or do you want group 2 going in?
Group 1 and 8 should be going
Group
in
1 and 8 go at the same time.
Okay.
Group 2 and 7 go at the same time, and 3, it's so on and so forth. It's basically how they have you staggered right now: 1, 2, 3, then 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's how they're gonna follow. But 8's backwards source, so 8.
I saw a
6.
pretty good video on like the death ball strat.
The death ball strat is great. It's just I don't know if that's actually gonna work. If you're talking about the guy going and going back
I
down
was
the hallway.
just like that would never work. I don't feel like.
So the death ball strat. Yeah. They do it on some sort. Anyways, either way.
I don't know, dude.
Which one? The death ball one?
No, I don't even really know that one.
Oh,
This
because
one sounds good.
on the private server, that's what a lot of guilds did. They just had one person bait, run back down the hallway, and everyone just ran in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so this is what we're gonna do. So reset it back to our positions. So everyone should be in the right spots, and then I'm gonna start, and then I'll say go, and then my group's gonna follow, the other group's gonna follow in the hall, and then you just follow the group. So if the other group's moving, you're gonna follow them out. So 3, 2, 1, I'm going. Go. And you should be spreading.
Yeah, should we do the out people on mounts, right?
The only people in the mounts should be the ones that were in the first 4 groups, or in the first 2 groups, really, because that's who we're going to pry the mounts to, and that's really, we're going to get probably 10, maybe 12. So that was pretty decent.
Okay.
So I would like it for people that aren't in groups 1 or 8. We might get enough into 7 and 2, But yeah, if you're not in groups 1 or 8, please don't mount because you're probably not going to have a mount when we go in. Because we're going to try and prioritize the groups that have to go to the farthest sides first. Okay. I'm going to reset us, and I'm going to respawn the boss. Do not peek. Stay in your proper groups. Do not peek. So I'm going to initiate. Make sure I'm topped up, please. Make sure we're actually all topped up because I will get killed.
Each food.
Can you just throw up the world buff thing exactly, bro?
Yeah, it puts us all at half health. When they do that.
I'm surprised you can't like instantly fill everyone's mana and life. Like,
We can. Can we just do the world buff, man?
Hey, Michael, quick question.
Sure, man.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yeah, that's been proven fact, yeah.
Should we already have like a nature pot or anything on before?
Yeah, so basically you're going to want a nature pot on ahead of time, pre-potted well ahead of time because you're going to want to be able to, or want to be able to use one if you get put in the down phase.
Cool.
So definitely recommend popping that nature pot on.
I'm still buffing.
Can also save you from dying if you happen to take a chain.
So please, again, if you're not in group 1 or in group 8, please dismount. I know it's nice to have the mount, but you're probably not going to have one.
Not 2 or 7?
The chances of getting 20 mounts in the first run is probably not going to happen.
Alright.
We might. If it does, we will. But yeah. All right, we good to go. We're not trying to kill or fight the boss. All we're doing right here is a clean run, and that's all we're trying to achieve at this moment. So, again, get you ready in your positions. The people that are running, you guys can, if you guys know your groups and you guys know who to follow, and you guys can sneak a little bit closer to each other, so you're not so far down the wall and having to take like forever to get into the room. So if you know your group who you're following, you guys can all sneak closer and just be ready to go in. X and skull and square, you guys can slide down a little bit more and get closer to the entrance, and just your group should be able to follow you, no problem. Okay, I'm gonna start, and then I'll say go. 3, 2, 1, go. It's not bad.
That wasn't horrible.
Not bad.
I noticed
somebody
a few
claps
things.
on me.
So
I
like,
was too close to you, I think.
obviously, like when the groups are running in, let's say like group 3 and 4 both run in like a second apart. Like that's 10 people within all 10 yards, you know.
Cripes, you wouldn't go attack that. You would let the outer melee attack that.
Okay.
Yeah, the people that I assign to the middle are permanently in the middle. You do not leave that position. All you do is move for the dark glare. Is the only time you're gonna move.
Basically,
yeah, I figured. I was just fucking.
That's all
I
good.
couldn't even see all my buffs.
So
like,
I definitely
I
can't
couldn't...
backstab when he's facing me.
You cannot.
Cannot.
Okay.
You can backstab. It's just not when he's facing. But I mean, we don't know if it's gonna be like that. We're assuming it's gonna be like that.
So if it
Probably.
is, does it mean like 50%?
I'll just put all the melee. I'll put all the warriors in the middle.
No. Well, I mean, it just depends on which way the fucking eye's looking. We don't.
He's always going to be switching around, spinning around, and picking somebody.
I think that just at least for the first time, we should probably just put all warriors in there. Just
enjoying your channel. We have his arts and crafts on
okay,
the server.
we're gonna plan for another run. So, when he's dead right now. So when I go in, I'm gonna be basically trying to go like this. So I stay away from my group. You guys do not want to move. My guys really need to make sure that you're hugging this wall when you're coming in, so you're nowhere near me and chaining on me, because I should take the first 3. I'm gonna run basically straight at him and go through him this way.
People in your group ran in like a second early.
Yeah,
that's okay. As long as they just don't run with me, they can come in early. They can stay on the wall. He's gonna target me for the first 3, no matter what. It's just a matter of are you gonna chain them on me, and that's can't happen. So I'm gonna respawn them again.
Also, we're not like if the group in front of you goes in, it doesn't mean you should be right on their ass either as you're running in. You should still have a 10-yard spread.
Okay, we're gonna go again. I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Red.
Triangle and Moon, you're way too close.
When y'all run in, there's this whole area in the middle of the bottom of the stairs that no one looks like they're running in that y'all should utilize.
Okay, quite a few got in clean. Reset it again. Kill us. We're really gonna do this until we go in the room without a death, basically.
Should Duffel and I switch spots?
Val, why are you right
now,
there?
Right now I'm like pretty much inside of I,
stop.
and then he's behind me, like kind of doing the claws. But since he's a warrior, should be doing that.
I wanted to point out the spot that people weren't running, that a lot of people could run to help spread out on that run in.
Go ahead and show that, Val.
Right in the middle.
Just go up on your mountain, just show it.
What's up?
Show us.
Oh, like right here. No one was running in like this whole area right here when we were running in. There's a lot of space you can utilize. You can just like run straight across right through here if you're going across the room.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend like the people that are in
everyone
groups,
on both
8,
sides was just hugging the wall like
8
close
and 1
together.
should definitely come through after. Like allow me to take the center route here, and as long as you're 10 yards away, you guys can.
Yeah, like look at
black smoke.
look at the thing he linked, the picture. Look at the purple lines. Like try to follow those lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
So like, yeah, if you're the outside ranged, follow that line.
You were poked by Chubbin.
Well, no, it's by the group. It's group. The furthest group is the inside track, and then the closest groups follow more to the left. So if you're the last person to come in, you're actually coming in on the farthest side. Gives a shorter path for the furthest group. Okay, we're gonna try it again. So respawn him. Let's make sure you're not standing. Big boy.
Big boy. Big boy.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were gonna get ported back to our spot.
I guess we could. Want to do a quick throw?
What?
Reset us.
We just stack up with our group leaders triangle. Or
that's what I pretty much want to
pretty
happen. Is we're just this is just so people can see.
Spread out 10 yards apart as we're going in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, especially don't chain into the other groups. That's the key.
Okay, I'm going to be going again here in just a second. Just watch where you're going in, and then just try and remember your path here. Remember pop an NR pod here.
Ether, you want to come to our groups?
Pardon? Yeah, everyone should be sliding down the wall. X skull should be sliding down towards us here, so you guys are closer to running in. Like you guys can literally be like here, here, and here. Like you don't need to be all the way down the wall like this, guys. Fanny? There you go. And then you just let the other group go in, so it's not a huge wait. Okay, 3, 2, 1, going, and go. There you go. That's running into the room, guys.
I mean, it's not that awful.
It's not. So
okay. The backstab, it might be fine.
This is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna keep you in the fight. So just keep going. Just kill the claws when they come up. Just remember your spot. So Duffel, you're too close to me here. If you want to move over, you want to line yourself up with that first pillar. Perfect, perfect. So basically, this whole time you're just looking around. Tentacle raid party. Get ready for it. Get to your tentacle. Get an interrupt on it. Get killed. Everyone should be switching in their spots. The dark glare is happening.
Running. We should
It's
be
moving
running.
super slow. Move now. Make sure you're getting to your new position.
Remember, this glare could be opposite way too.
Yeah. Just let it finish using. If you do not want to touch it, it's an instant death if you do touch it. Okay. Remember, line yourself up. Just look for your pillar. Here we go.
I have a question.
Oh.
Will he
start watching your radar? Start watching your radar.
Will he chain lightning during
back
this
into your
or no?
spots? He will not chain us during this. He can only use this ability when he's doing this ability.
So
okay, cool.
You could be meleeing him while he's doing this, no problem.
Yeah.
Ads obviously will still remain up, so you do have to still kill him.
Let's say one of the claws pops under a
counter
caster.
spells on these if we can.
Do you just tank it and stand there because you don't want to get chain lightning?
No. If sorry, pardon.
So like
If
the
a
little
claw pops on you, you move away from it, and that's why there's an assigned melee to each spot that will back up and engage it. You need to move from claws. If a claw spawns on a caster, the caster moves from the claw.
Krives, for now, after whenever those tentacles spawn, switch to them behind you.
Okay.
The I-beam guys.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, we're short on a couple guys right now, so we need to keep our 8 on the outsides. Okay, tentacle rape party, get ready, and it's gonna be a new glare. Start deeping on them. Look where the glare is going. Going the other way this time. So you're going back into your original starting positions. Killing the tentacles as you go by, getting interrupts, counter spells, and kicks, please. All the time on these.
Back to the exact same spot.
They don't
Easy,
do a
right?
lot of damage, but they do a slow,
where are
and they
you?
do a bit of damage, but... You're not rezzing anybody yet, right? You're just letting people die as they die, right?
I haven't rezzed.
Okay, good.
Is there any reason to sprint towards the next spot? Or
No,
just,
because
like,
you're generally going to get slowed. You're usually going to take a while, and there's nothing else happening during this phase, except for just staying on the tentacles. So, here we go.
Rotating, you
Tentacle
could be
rape party.
passively
Here we go.
attacking the boss too.
On the new tentacles. Good. And literally, guys, that's phase 1. That's all phase 1 is, and that's quote unquote the hardest fucking phase in the entire game. It's not. It's just do the simplest mechanic on the world.
Yeah,
For
it's fucking
casters,
easy.
what's the prio when like the big tentacles and the mind flay tentacles are up?
You always kill tentacles before boss.
So anytime you're talking in phase 2.
No, it's like right now that I saw mind flay ones up and big ones.
Mind Flay come up every 45 seconds. When the Mind Flay's up, they go first. The claws will spawn periodic through the whole phase 1, so they just get dealt with. So the claws are dealt with by each section by 8 persons in the spots. And then the tentacle, the little tentacle rape party needs to be handled every 45 seconds. And it's first prio. Because they have little health, but they do a slow and they do a Mind Flay damage. So again, Dark Glare is happening. It's just a simple walk around, kill the eyes.
The HP on these tentacles warlocks should be able to be spamming Shadow Burn like nonstop.
Well, you have a 15-second cooldown.
Soul Burn, or whatever the fuck it's called.
So again, just get into your position.
Yeah, I mean, just like every cooldown though, just cranking them.
Yeah. But you won't. You probably won't have a lot of souls.
Okay, so we're actually about to push him into the newest phase. So again, what's going to happen when we do this phase, and then I didn't expect it to
Do you
go
want
that
to
easy, but
reset?
yeah, we can. But let's just keep going for a second because a lot of people are still alive. So now, Giant Claw, everyone's going to collapse. So at this point, we collapse. We have 10 seconds at the beginning of this phase to collapse. So right to the front,
Yep, you
collapse.
can run through the black.
Run through everything, collapse. He spawns. Tank just taunts, gets stuns, and interrupts.
We just blast this claw.
Blast the claw.
Yep.
One comes up, you blast it too. Okay, this is the phase. We chill. And now it's every 30 seconds tentacle rape party happens. So what we're gonna do now is spread now for rape.
Where do you go back to
Casters
those previous
especially.
spots?
Go back to the spots you were just in.
Sorry, what?
The spots you were just in.
Okay.
Not
yeah,
everybody,
exactly.
it's just a few deeps will
Just
go,
like
and then
ranged mainly.
yeah, a couple range because they don't have a lot of health. They need to be killed. A couple healers need to go. Kill the eyes down.
Because
Big eyes up
ideally, we
on the big eye.
yeah, ideally.
So
we
ideally, the
control
melee are
where
going to
the
want
big
to
ad
stay here.
spawns.
Yeah, the big ads are the melee are going to want to chill here and just stay on the big ads, while the casters are going to be blinking over with the healers or running over, pre-running over, and just killing down the tentacles, and then you come back. And the whole phase 2 is us handling here, while we deal with the every 30-second rape party and these big ads.
Every time we do Cthulhu, we're gonna have to have one person that just watches the rape party.
Well, I'm gonna have a timer.
So it's
timers, but
it's this phase where he doesn't take damage, so there's not really a point being on
there
the
is no
boss.
boss DPS at this point. There is no reason to touch the boss in phase 2.
The only reason you
just-
touch is to get your.
Has anybody gotten
your
pulled down
debuffs
yet?
up.
There's like multiple people in the stomach.
I wouldn't
So,
even put
look at-
debuffs on him until we're about to put him in the thing.
Yeah, so
waste
just look
them.
at your
So
stacks, guys. So it's okay, so just reset it now. There's too much stuff on us, so just reset it. Oh,
So I had a question. When the big claws come up and then the mind flay guys come up, the majority of us, besides casters, are staying out front.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go kill those things. Okay.
Did it.
Yeah.
we basically what's gonna happen is the tentacle rape party likes to time itself with dark glares and with the big ad spawn. So there's gonna be a lot of conflicting spawning, so we don't want too many people running around the room in that phase because we kind of want most of the time for it to spawn in the same spot. Sorry, I get hiccups right now. So ideally, we only want like just the maybe 4 people that go to the back 4 ads with a healer on each side to handle those ones, and then everyone else kind of just stay kind of closer in range to pop off the other 4 ads that are on the north side of the boss, or sorry, the south side of the boss, because if we send too many on the other side, it could spawn the big ad on the other side, and then everyone's out of position for it. It shouldn't spawn the big claw. It should mostly be the eye that spawns with it. But the eye does the same eye beam from phase 1. So it's really important that the eye, when it spawns, that it's interrupted and stunned immediately, or it can start doing the chaining ability, which you really don't want to happen. Okay, so we're going to reset him again, and we're going to do the phase 1 again with the same run-in. So if you remember how you ran in, just kind of start making muscle memory of, just playing it safe, playing it smart, doing the run-in.
Rebuffed.
Hey guys.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just put my nature pod on, pop your nature pods on again, so everyone has a nature pod when you roll in. Just makes it clean and safe. Okay, I'm gonna mount up. Alright, I'm going in. Go.
Again, try to stay 10 yards each group if you can.
Titana, why'd you stop?
I was typing too, and that was my fault.
Didn't have any deaths.
Everyone got in. We are short a few people, but for the most part, it looks like it's going pretty clean. Okay, so we'll just do the phase. Just do the phase.
I mean, we do have full world buffs.
Yeah. Get out of our spot.
I know we do. I know we do. But we will have probably quite a few of these, possibly. Okay,
If we're skipping...
There's eye beam, careful.
Make sure you move to your new position.
Guys, start rotating.
You guys should already been rotating to your new positions, guys. You should be back into your 180 position.
Shove it.
What?
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm in
Aniba, what did you end up dying to
You're
there?
too far.
Eye beam, okay. The big eye beam or like a direct beam?
The just like
The
right
picky, okay, yeah. Because it is quite a bit of damage, so we always got to make
Dirty,
sure
what are
that
you
people are
doing?
staying topped up here as best we can. But there really
No,
isn't.
no, like the orange one, like the.
Oh, the really slow moving one.
Yeah. But it hit me right at the start. So.
Word. Yeah, you gotta be ready for that. So what he'll do is he'll fixate when beam phase happens. He'll go red. He's gonna fix them or blink a couple times and then start his beam. So if at any point you see him turn red and fixate, that's when he's gonna start. Okay, rate party's gonna be starting in 6 seconds.
Good to know, thank you.
So this phase I can stay berserker stance.
Christ, you should be.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got booted out of the game.
Oh,
Jerry's supposed to be right more.
Alright, it's gonna go right.
Tentacles does. Claws and tentacles when you're moving. Claws and tentacles.
And again, as long as claws and tentacles are taken care of, you can still DPS during this phase.
What killed you, Tama?
Yeah, I imagine the people inside will still just be inside the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
It goes down real fast. There's no point running out.
Okay, just go back to doing your same shit. Rate party.
Tab targeting here is non-existent.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to devalue classic or whatever, but this is harder. So if you guys are seeing how trivial this is what I was trying to get across. That because well, AQ40 entirely is a mechanic-driven instance. It's when they started being like, we can do mechanics, but then they're like, well, we don't want to be too difficult. That's when Max kind of has the mechanics along with DPS checks and healing checks. Okay, get ready for
Great collapse.
Clean. We're gonna have glare in a second. Oh, we're switch phase, so go ahead. Collapse. 5 more seconds before claw. The one main tank, I'm gonna, like me, basically, I'm gonna stand out while everyone collapses, so I don't take that initial knock.
And it just spawns on one of us randomly.
Remember, it should be able to be stunned. You don't want to go much more than 4 or 5, maybe 6. Like, you don't need to stay in there very long. Feel it out, though.
I was in there for 9 and it was like 500 damage.
Okay,
I don't know.
spread, rate party. So you need to be spreading a little bit earlier.
So you always
than
go
that.
back to the wherever you
get back to our
Yeah,
group.
but we don't want everyone to go there. You only want a couple. Like, I'm doing it right now just to get it down. Because there's going to be a big ad spawning, and we don't want the melee away from that big ad, because he's going to start doing, we need interrupts and stuns. So basically, only the casters should be going back to their original spots to do this. And this is the original beginning of it, where the melee should be staying here.
All the melee will stay for the giant eye.
And doing the giant tentacles, getting the interrupts, so they stop targeting people. And then after the beams are done, you come back to the front, do the giant claw. That's phase 2 while we're doing it the inside. So now on the inside, like I was saying before, so when people are on the inside, you're going to kill, I would like it always to kill the right one first. So when you're coming in, killing the one on the right first, and then letting us know out loud as a verbal point. So this whole phase, nothing's really happening. It's going to be me calling out.
So when the giant eye's up, that's not prio. All those little tentacles are always prio.
No, it's split. The casters will be doing the little one, and the melee need to be on the big one, or else it'll start killing everybody. So right here, the casters should have been split, going over to get their stuff. Cause see how he's doing the beam there? Now melee need to be on him, stopping him from doing that eye beam.
Right, taunting him.
And you should be able to stun him. So can you guys try to stun him? He should be able to stun.
Does he not have an aggro table? Is he like?
Okay, he's now in weakened phase, so he's weakened right now. So
kill him.
So right now it's full DPS on the boss, and you have another 30 seconds of this where he is completely whatever. And then so basically what's going to happen is as soon as this phase ends, he is going to do one of two things. He's either going to immediately go into a great party, or he is going to spawn a big ad no matter what, but he might also go into an immediate raid party. Now, in Classic, I don't suspect he will do that. I think he's going to hold a lot of his abilities more staggered, but collapse.
Speaking of wisdom on the boss, we should be able to keep wisdom on him the whole time like this, and you can just hit him if you need mana.
Okay, big claw. Caster spread now for raid party. Melee get ready for big eye.
Yeah, one of you paladins keep a wisdom up on Cthulhu the whole time during this.
Get an interrupt and
What are
stun
these
right away.
phantom worms coming up that like you can't hit?
They're pulling you underground to take you to the room. Okay, big eyes up.
Low eyes.
Disappeared.
Where's it at?
Oh, it's on the other side of the room. See, that's what happens if too many get that chance. That's why I really only, I think we're going to assign it probably just maybe one. Because can one guy handle the eye? Like, how much health do you have?
2k.
Not very much, but it really needs to be somebody that can interrupt off the bat or something.
Yeah, ideally.
Ideally, 2 mages.
It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Okay, so like for instance, if you watched Curse's video, Curse, they don't give a fuck. They stay spread the whole entire time, and like 4 or 5 people handle this stuff, and you have no problem. So as long as we're handling the big claw, we should be fine.
Nice. Can you explain what the people are doing down in the stomach?
Yes. So if you are a melee and you get pulled to the stomach, you're basically getting out right away, going to the center, getting shot back up, coming back to the fight. If you are a caster, you're going to stay down there to kind of judge it. I think it's 6 or 7 stacks at the most. I think that would be around 800 damage, 900 damage a second, or every 5 seconds. So after 6, maybe 7 stacks, then you're going to get out. If you're a healer, you're going to go down there, throw some heals on people when they're down there, and throw a little deep on the boss if you can. If you're a hunter, you're going to treat yourself like a caster, you're also going to stay down. Pop an NR pot. And so you're going to deep the right one down till it's dead, and then let us know when everything else is dead, because what we want to do on this side, we want to make sure it's basically right now would be a perfect time to switch it over. Just before that raid party happened, and there was no chance of a big eye spawning. So we would say kill it now, and then the person on the inside would finish it off, and we'd go into the weakened phase again.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would it, as a healer being on the bottom, should we just like top
Is
a
weakened go
DPS
ham?
up and then
So that's
just get out ASAP so there's potential for another DPS to go down and kill those things?
Yeah, you chill with, like, it depends on who you're with. Like if you're with a mage or you're with somebody that's just pumping, just go stay with them a couple extra seconds, because if you let them stay, that's fine. Because they don't have a lot of health, they're gonna burn quick anyways. But if you just let the one guy, because there's a good chance that you have a shit run where it's like a tank goes down, a melee goes down, and there's a big lull. So just utilize what we have when it's there, kind of thing. But yeah, essentially you are down there for a couple seconds at the most, and then you're getting top them up and get out.
When
If
spells
we get
weaken,
him
there's
to-
a big thing up. We just still attack
Okay,
stun, right?
and restack again, but we would have wanted to have killed that claw before we pushed that phase. But anyway, so like
If we
the
get
loss
him
is
to
at like
0%
30%.
here, is he dead?
Yes, that's the end of that's the end of the fight. This is it. This is everything. The only thing I would like is just to prolong this so more people get pulled down, so you can see what the bottom looks like, really, because this is the fight.
Let's do this. No buffs then.
Okay. We'll just do standard buffs. Okay, resets again. Got that.
Just full consumables. Click off all your world buffs.
Yeah, just we'll rebuff this up just so that you get force and everything. Just start taking off your world buffs. Keep jujus and flasks and regular buffs on yourselves. Kings and pally buffs and all that stuff. I'm gonna respawn the boss, don't walk in front of it. Really, really good job, guys, so far. Like, this is fantastic. We don't even have a full raid, and some people, really just learning the fight, so this is great.
Again, when you guys are running in, whoever the group leader is, you have to make sure you give the group in front just a little bit of space. You don't want to chain their group into your group, because then all 10 of us will die.
Yeah, make sure we
Duffel.
Just don't die it.
My bad. You reset it?
have to buff all the groups too.
If you died there, just enemy died. Bosses respawn, don't walk in front of it, please. Just get my health up again, and yeah, it's getting early night tonight, boys. If we get this a little cleaner, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do. We were having a slight discussion there in the officer chat thing. The likelihood of us knowing to the moment when the release of this instance to come out, it's almost impossible at this point. Supposedly, our server is going to be delaying the release. Now I have confirmed. I'm in all the discords now. I have the scare board one that they all made. So they have agreed to not only prolong when they turn it in, but also the turn in of the war effort supplies. So unless China does it or a guild that we don't know, the war effort itself isn't even going to get finished on our server right away.
Start farming right now.
There is 30 Scarab Lord, quote unquote, confirmed people in that chat, and those are people that are all going to be going for it.
Does that mean we're going for it for pro?
Well, sure, but my main point is the likelihood of us being able to tell you a time to be on that, because it could be any time. They could turn this thing in the middle of the night, and none of us could be on to come in for when it comes up. So what I'm trying to say is, going in there to try and get the day of server first or any of that kind of stuff is more likely looking less and less probable unless we're given, a definitive notice. This is when we're turning in, this is when the gong is happening, and we can plan for that. And if that happens, we'll totally go that route. But I'm just kind of preparing us for the route of us not going in and then just kind of going in on our regular Wednesday raid day, or the day of it releases at our regular raid time, instead of forcing people to try and take a half day or something like that.
So if
with
it's a
only a few
Tuesday, we
days
try
notice.
to go in Tuesday night.
Yeah, we
So
go in the
we'll
day of
skim you on.
release or Wednesday or whenever it happens to come up, but not early. So the main point of what I'm gonna say again is I don't think after tonight we're gonna do another AQ testing night per se, because if we're not gonna go for a server first, I think the actual true progression, actually going out and see the boss, will be more fun, and getting a good first clear than us just doing all the bosses and getting people tired or bored of it. So I think.
Can we test one thing though? I want to try target dummies on the Cthulhu trash before we go.
Sure, we can test anything you want on Cthulhu for tonight.
Because if that'll make that easier, we can just make a shit ton of those and have those for the trash.
But yeah, for Nax though, because Nax will be a 100% known release date, we are 100% going to be looking to do that. But for AQ, it's up in the air right now. So tentatively, we're now looking more to just doing a nice first time to go in, nice clear, and not so much try and plan to the last minute to have people book the day off. Because I think that's kind of unfair to a lot of people, and also we don't want to have 30 people do it and then us be short and people can't make it. Anyways, so here we go. We're going to go in and try again on this boss here. Just make sure you do take off any of the world buffs. And I'm going to be going in just a second here. Just want to pop an NR pot.
We pulled.
Oh no, you win it.
That was close.
And you're
dead. Oh boy.
Oh, and we're all dead.
This is
Look like Noah.
It's the hardest part of the fight.
Toxic smooth.
Can somebody post logs?
A big fat 0 damage.
That's not good enough. Yeah, the server's a little bit different sometimes.
Hold on, Pally buffs again.
Man needs help. Oh, he's offline.
Can you reset my NR pot cooldown?
Yeah. Actually, I can.
Take off your world buffs again, guys.
There, I put an nature protection pot on you, Michael.
Oh, thank you.
You just need to take off Battle Squawk.
Is that the only one you gave me, or did you give me everything?
Yeah, I have a macro that takes off roll buffs.
Okay, great. Alright, I'm gonna mount back up. And we're gonna give this another jolly good try. I'm gonna be going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, I'm retarded.
Oh my god.
Everybody back out.
Good.
Michael.
It's not only my fault. There's lots of people looking at the dead boss.
I blame
Good
you.
practice.
Alright, so everyone back out. Right, respawning him.
Wait, hold on. Let's top everybody off.
Wait, how did so many people lose that much health?
When we get
That's what happens
teleported.
every time he does that.
Wait, your
Every time he
port
reset.
teleports us at lower health?
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So on a side note, you guys can like pre-bubble and stuff. That would help.
We have been.
Before teleport?
Yeah, but hold up.
What about
Before
fear
we run
words?
in on the
Can we
dead
get
boss.
fear words?
Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, I'm gonna be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice. See how clean that entrance was? That's perfect.
I
Such
actually
a clean
really
touch
like
of
this
damage.
boss. I like this a lot.
Come here,
It's
switch me
interesting.
spots. I'm gonna be closer to 8.
Keep watching for your shit. People on the outer ring.
It's interesting.
So if there's like nothing here, Can
Just
you go in
keep
on
treating-
DPS or?
No. Because if you go in too close and you're within 10 yards of the guy
get
inside, you
everybody
chain.
beamed.
So
People just got chained, I guess. Carissa, perfect. How'd you die?
Wow, Carissa.
Careful getting chained here, guys.
That's a rejuke, Jeff.
Perfect hasn't been online at all, so he didn't
Nice.
die.
So
Too busy sailing
during
boats.
this phase, can you still get chain lightning?
I had to
Yep.
save him.
During
Wait,
glare?
no,
No,
not during
not
red
glare.
phase, but during the go right by.
Michael, I had to
Tentacle-
save
tentacle
him
raid party?
last night
Yeah.
from
You
the
guys should be
During that
chains.
phase.
moving.
During tentacle rape, no. Tentacles do flay, and this guy is busy doing his beam. It'll always beam during
Go a little more
tentacle
left,
rape
bro.
party.
All right, thank you.
But you can, the next phase, in phase 2, the big ad can do it while this beam is happening, or while he's
Okay,
got
I
ready
just
to.
wondered if
Well,
I could go and
doing?
like kill the eye tentacles, you know.
Boba, what are you doing?
I lagged out, and then like
Oh,
by the
okay.
time I caught up,
It's not doing something.
I was just like you.
I was trying to make it through, man. The
Kill
guys
people.
were fucking making room, you know.
Let's reset and do it again.
Okay, but if people are lagging out and resulting in deaths, it's like there's nothing you can do about that.
We killed them.
It is
We
super,
win.
super important though, casters, though, that you remember that the prio is the claws and the eyes, not just the eyes and then boss. It's really important that those claws, though the melee are going to be switching onto them, the melee are switching on them to make them stay. They do have a little bit of health, so the casters that are in each group really need to make sure you're switching and killing down any claws that spawn in your group's that little triangle that you have. People aren't. You don't need to start running as soon. You have the beam is 30. If you're talking about the big dark layer, the beam is 30 seconds long, and there is nothing that'll chain. It's important that you're in the right position at the end of that 30 seconds. But as long as you're either killing a claw or doing something while you're mentally knowing that you need to get to your other position, that's fine. But if they're not moving nasty, then yeah, that's a problem. But as long as by the end of that 30 seconds they're in the right spot, there's no issue there.
So when he's doing dark glare, there's no green laser going out.
No.
No, because his eye is already doing a big other ability, so his eye can't do two abilities at the same time. So anytime.
That's the logic.
Yes. So we're gonna go again here, and just keep in mind when you can't be moving and when it's safe. So basically, all of phase 2, provided the big eye is being handled, all of phase 2 is don't worry about your spread. All of phase 1, except during beam phase, is watch your 10-yard radius.
Spawn the boss.
Thank you, Miller. Oh.
Anyone needs soul
Oh.
shard? What?
I died.
Got us, boys. It's over.
Make sure you guys are all inside. I guess Nasty was still in the room or something.
This is currently the hardest part of the fight.
It's always the hardest part of the fight.
I do want the people that are on the left-hand side at some point to maybe like practice running to the left-hand side with the boss up. I know it's just hugging a wall, but
it's over.
I missed on combat.
I don't know.
So we're probably gonna need 2 flasks for the night of.
Yeah.
I would assume we're gonna be a little over 2 hours. Yes. Just to be safe.
Yeah, definitely. Like this fight is where the flask is the most critical, right?
Yes.
For these like
very
last
much
4
so.
bosses.
Okay. Mount back up. The people that have mounts are supposed to be mounted. Okay. I'm gonna be going in 3.
You need to respawn.
What? Oh, you're right. Thank you. Stay away from it. Spawning it.
It's already
Oh,
started.
nasty. Get out of the room.
It's over. Was it like that?
You're the first one getting shot.
You know I'm standing over here, right? Like look where I am. I've never moved.
I don't get. Is your pet in the room?
Yeah.
It's dead.
There's something dead in the room.
It's
but when we get
yeah, it's targeting your pet.
The pet's not getting teleported.
Good old
properly.
private service.
Good old Coach Ditka.
So that's really not your fault then, but yeah, it's still technically, but not really.
Oh.
It's technically, but not really. Like, it's
Alright.
technically.
Yeah, your pet's still in there.
Is his class a hunter? And it's
You
his
have
fault.
your pet on stay, so he's still in the room when we rest.
Always played the hunter.
No, it's the best kind of correct.
But it's not like a super at fault. I still love your loot seed, so it's all good.
Okay, confirmed. Nasty's pet is not in the room anymore.
Okay, gonna respawn
I have
the
him
boss
targeted,
now.
so.
Okay, we're good.
Alright.
Alright, we still gotta wait for buffs and everything again. Couple more seconds. You guys drink up.
Move, Christ.
Sorry, shit's going on in my business.
Okay.
Okay, everyone getting towards your position. Get ready. Here we go. I'm going to be going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Chris, I got disconnected.
Just watch your tentacles. Remember, watch tentacles in your zone. Okay, great party in a second. Remember to get a little bit of decent before you start moving for your glare.
2, 1.
Okay, raid party. Okay, make sure you're moving for your glare. A lot of people dead. You guys getting chained or?
No, the fucking eye beam.
Brain lag.
Oh, you guys got hit by the big instant thing?
Yeah,
Okay, so just make sure you guys just make sure you guys are watching that, especially because it's gonna always happen at rave time. So just watch where he stares his eye. Okay, tentacle rave coming up in a second. Okay, on the tentacles. Okay, claws. Keep your spreads. Just keep on the claws. Okay, rape and eye beam coming up shortly. Another 10 seconds. Okay, get ready for tentacle rape and start looking where he's looking. Look where he's looking. On the rapes.
It's gone right.
Remember, any counter spells you can get on those
I can't
tentacles.
tell if these tentacles are dying or they're just like disappearing.
They're dying. Claws. Running by something, just hit it when you're running by. Dot it up, do whatever.
Can I get freedom from those claws, or?
Possibly. So there are 10 seconds before this ends, and then be ready right into a rape party again. So make sure you're in your position, get ready for tentacles
Check
first.
where you're at. Christ seemed to go right.
Alright, tentacles now.
Dirty, where are you?
Tentacles. Back on claws. Watch your spots. continue the fight.
There's one by group 4 or 5. Okay.
So Moon right there, if a claws spawn behind your back like that, or not Moon, whoever that is, I can't see who that was. But anybody on the inner circle, the ones that are turning the boss, if a claw spawns on you like that, please turn and hit it. Don't just let it go away to another one.
Sounds doing.
Okay, Dark Glare, get the beams. Eyes down, tentacles. Good. Remember, we're going to be going right into a raid party at the end of this, so get into position. Handle the claws right now while doing deeps. Claws. Make sure all the claws are getting handled. Okay, 10 seconds on rape.
Make sure you're still 10 yards away.
Stay on the claws. Good job.
Positioning
Here we
of
go.
for some
Rape.
people seems off still. Like they don't know where they're supposed to be.
Are you sure?
The inverse of what we were originally.
I'm supposed to be near like pillar 3 here on my side, and I don't know. Other groups seem to be kind of close at
You
times.
should be in the inverse of what you started.
I was just picking up for purple.
Yeah.
Duffel, you're alive.
Watch it behind you. Watch it behind you. Claw behind you. Okay.
The hell? Who res me?
You killed me, Duffel, bitch.
Purple, you should be in on the boss.
Are we getting ready to clap?
Yeah, clap, claps, claps. Finish up those claws. Finish up everything that's up.
When we unclaps, we're going to go to our original positions, not the positions we were just standing in, right?
Yes, original phase 1 starting running in positions. And it's just a couple of them. Like, you don't need everyone going.
Like melee all stay here.
All the melee are staying.
Exactly.
Including the inner melee. There's no DPS boss. No boss DPS in this phase. Okay, raid party, start spreading. Eye's gonna spawn in a couple seconds. So it's just the casters and a couple healers. That's all it needs to go. It doesn't need to be everybody. It doesn't need to be the hunters either. Okay, eyes up over here. Way over in the corner, guys. So that's the one shitty thing about having to spread. Like, I hate that.
The giant tentacles, like if they spawn on me, it's like a one shot.
Yes, it can be, yeah.
Okay, why is someone way over here? Like, if you're gonna go to the other
This is where-
side, go down the middle. Right?
Yeah, you also should be able to hit pretty much all the tentacles from, like, here.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to go past halfway.
Do we move towards the big one for like that happen in real time?
Pardon?
Like that big ass eye spawn like not by the door.
Yeah, if we don't get to the big ass eye, the raid wipes.
Gotcha.
That's why we really are trying to force it to spawn in the spot, which is why I'm just going to end up assigning like a single person to go to the other eyes, because if we keep having half the raid all switching over to the back and we keep spawning the eyes at the back, we're never going to get out of phase 2 cleanly, because it's super important that the eyes get handled, because the eyes do the phase 1 chain. So people are just going to start getting fucking demolished.
Maybe hunters and mages or something.
So it's either that or we treat phase 2 the same as phase 1 and you just stay spread out, and then when big things spawn, they just take long to die, and I just don't like that way of doing it. So like realistically, I would nominate like 1 caster from each of the 8 groups and 2 healers, like 1 healer on the left, 1 healer on the right, because there's not a lot of healing goes out.
How about the groups that have 2 healers, 1 healer from each of the double healer groups? Draw straws and go.
Yeah, sure. So, but like I would have like group 1 Nua go and handle his, and then like diluted for group 2, and shit, like just like this is the problem that groups are set up too. But I guess Swift can cover for group 3, but just 1 for each tentacle basically, because you have plenty of time to kill them. There's no race there. The main important thing is that we're focusing the spawn to happen where we want it to. Okay. I think we'll do it one more time, and I think that'll be it. I'm not gonna just spam this through. It's doing pretty good.
When melees are all stacked up for big ads, where the healers are spread out in a circle again, or
No.
so healers are coming with melee?
No, that's
There's
what.
only 2 healers that are pretty much going to leave that stack, and they're the ones that are going to go one to the left, one to the right to watch the casters that go to the back during raid. Everybody is going to be coming to the stack point to force the spawns. It spawns on a random player, so the fewer random players randomly placed around the room guarantees our spawn.
Did you get that, Carissa?
Chubbins, we haven't been doing it with buffs. Yeah, we've already been taking the buffs off, so it is pretty accurate right now.
So who's the 2 casters going over there to kill shit?
Okay,
One
so
caster from each
I
group.
want Nua to go to do group 1 spot, so the farthest one where I go, and then I would like Diluted to do his the group 2 spot. Swipe, I'd like you to do group 3 spot, and Abide, I'd like you to do group 5. Greasy, group 4. Val, do group 6. Mazer, do group 7. And Saitama, do group 8. But the ones at 7 and 8 can easily be helped out by Mare and any of the other casters that aren't running to the other sides. So we'll get one more going on this, see how that goes. I'll make whatever tweaks before the actual day of for groups to make sure the groups are more sound.
And again, those in 1, 2, 8, and 7, you shouldn't be passing the halfway mark of the room.
Yeah, there's no need to go all the way over and you counterspell, and they won't redo their channel. Okay, we will give this another go. So again, only the people that should be mounted, please. Just again to keep it as proper as we can. I'm going to be going in 3, 2, 1, go.
The hell?
That ability isn't ready.
Claws.
The claw.
Pallies, you can stun these tentacles too, as you can. Just to help out.
Okay, Rape Party and Glare. Look where he's looking. He goes red. Look.
Birdie.
Rape Party.
We're going right.
Kill all the rapes. Kill all the claws. Look for the claws in the corners. Dot them up. Get them all down when we're going here. This is just a cleanup phase. Get to your position and then deep whatever you can on the boss. Also, melee can be helping on the inner part. There is no beams, like so you don't have to worry about it. So we can get like some deeps into this phase here as long as the claws are being handled, and then get back out to your proper spot before the phase ends. Okay, Rape Party's gonna be happening in 8 seconds. Stay on the claws. Keep the claws down. Dark Glare's gonna be ending in 5 seconds. Okay, Rape Party coming up. Get him down.
Did we over-rotate?
Me and people around me are fine.
No, we're in our group.
Alright.
We're in the right spot.
The tentacles just wrecking people. Needs to go down a lot faster.
The tentacles are prio. They should be down quick. Claws need to be down in the back.
So he channeled me from full HP to dead, which is a really long time.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be channeling anything because they should be getting interrupted because you should have a kick right there.
The tentacles or the eyes?
The eye. It was on the other side of me, so it's not like I could have run done anything.
I'm counterspelling all the time on this.
Yeah, those eyes should be dead within 3 seconds.
Yeah, there's 8 of them.
I'm a big boy.
So everyone's got, okay, here's a new player and the eyes.
Shadow resist potions definitely help with this fight too because of the eye damage.
Is anyone else having an issue targeting these fucking mobs and not just getting Cthulhu the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, at least that's not going to be a thing either.
Yeah, that was private servers.
I bring shadow pods for this fight as well to nature.
I wish I could eat.
Yeah. You want to get eaten?
Alright, back in your new positions. Okay, great party.
It also looks like he's only doing eye beam in the direction he's looking, so like it's not as.
That's what it's. That's
Like
yeah.
just pay attention, and you don't have to worry about like, oh my god, I'm stacked on someone for 1 second. It's fine if he's not even looking at you. But
yeah, if he's already targeting somebody, yeah, you have a little leeway. And also the way I have it set up with the melee kind of in 2 spots, it's like there's so much room in the room.
Yeah, it should be fine.
So much room for activity.
We'll have an extra like 4 or 5 people here, but still.
And again, if you're like getting double melee hit, it's not a
Okay,
huge
Dark
deal.
Lair, look where he's looking, move out of it.
Yeah, it's not a big deal at all.
But if you're getting a triple hit, like if you're chain it 3 times, that is a big deal.
Feeling the tenties?
Nah, I don't see any. I don't anticipate any
You
issue.
guys have got to keep an eye on that red.
Yeah, it's super
As soon
obvious.
as he turns red, look where the eyeball's looking.
He channels for like a good couple seconds too before he starts beaming.
Please, guys, don't run around without dotting or doing damage to things and just passing them. Please, dot them, hit them. 30 seconds to run. 30. So please, this is a cleanup phase. Don't run past it. I keep seeing people just running by things. Dot, staff, I don't give a fuck. Just do something.
Do we have
any instant?
Tentacles, 4 seconds. Get ready, new tennies.
Christ, where's the sunders, man? Those sunders.
Christ never sunders.
These tennies down quick.
Did we waste a battle res on the Swathe?
No.
Stay on the claws. Make sure you stay on top of the claws.
Any collapse,
Okay,
huh?
collapse now. Collapse. You want to make sure you're collapsing right in. Good.
That ability isn't ready yet. Not enough range. Not ready.
I don't think we all need to stack like that, or like 900 people are getting knocked back, but we just need to
Take a
come
lot of
up to the
damage
front.
too if we all stack like that.
Yeah, we just need to come over here.
Collapse to the quadrant.
Okay, you guys should be going to your spots to get your tenties, and we should be waiting for the
Chubb,
buy.
you're too far over there.
You guys shouldn't be going all the way around. You don't need to go that far.
Oh, you're too far. You guys
Get
are
rid of the eye where we wanted
should
it.
be
Perfect.
halfway.
Interrupt on the eye. Yeah, stun it. Good stun. We go into a new hot kidney. Great. Burn the tentacle quick. Okay, same thing. Switch to your tentacle rapes.
Fucker, my character can't swim because I have GM. It's fucking annoying.
Are you inside?
Yeah, I'm stuck at the bottom of the pool inside.
Like, probably like stun these.
Yep. Stay down.
You shouldn't be more than halfway, right?
Yes, correct. Big Eye is going to be spawning at the same time as Raid Party. Should be at your Raid Party targets now. Big Eye should be coming up in a second. Big Eye is up. Get a stun on it as soon as you can.
We don't have anybody like stunning over there on the right.
For the raid party tentacles, you
Big
don't
claw
have to.
soon.
You don't have to run along the outside of the boss.
Raid Party, get ready for your new claws. Or new tennies. Big claw coming up. There it is.
I need to get closer.
Get interrupt, especially the ones that are right close to the group here. Definitely interrupt those ones. Like our own melee that are right here can switch off and kill these tennies.
The tentacle
Is
on the bottom's at 30.
Is there any reason not to stand closer to the boss in this phase?
Not no reason at all. Then you can definitely stand a little bit closer.
Does he?
Then why not? We
He
not
doesn't do
group him
anything.
closer.
Yeah, we should all be like.
15%.
None of the
Just
casters.
group, like
Yeah, we could
closer,
definitely
then
stand. Yeah, we could definitely make him bait a little bit closer into the inside of him.
yeah, because then our healers can just heal by basically standing like inside Cthulhu, and then
These
just...
here, like, yeah, definitely I'm gonna do that. That's a smart play. And then also I want the melee to kill these guys down quickly. These tanks that are right here that are gonna spawn.
If all the healers are inside, then the eye tentacles are gonna hit the healers first. Because the eye tentacles hit whoever's closer to them, which is why you still want to be going around Sithun when the eye tentacles are up. Because if somebody's inside, that means you're closer to all the eye tentacles at once.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
them
but the eye
inside.
tentacles die though. All you need is to get the eye ones. You just need the mage to blink them. If everyone's stacking like we're stars instead, the thing spawns here. Our mages can just blink into Cthulhu and kill them off, and our healers can actually still heal everybody instead of like having us way back near like a staircase and then doing that.
Yeah, this is if we get this one spawn here, then also we can kill these two tentacles down really quick right beside us. So we can just plan to spawn on the sand. Are you guys over this? You guys want to go another phase 2?
I think we're good.
Because I can literally just kill his phase 1 and go right into phase 2.
Am I a ghost to y'all?
Unless you guys because if we're not feeling like our phase 2 is clean enough, like we almost got it before the other time doing it. Like
I feel like phase 2, the eye tentacles
What about
are still sloppy.
What about we just get a guild pick and get out of here? You know.
Call it good.
We did it.
Yeah, call it quits.
I think,
Done.
it's a little sloppy, but I think
we
everybody
should.
has the general gist.
Let's do it one more time. I'll kill his phase 1, and then we'll just start it by going into a collapse.
Okay.
So let's get our buffs up, and then we'll do the same thing, but we'll collapse closer. So we'll collapse on the star, and then same thing. Don't completely collapse. Just kind of stand in the general area, so that not too many people are taking the damage, but also that we are still spawning where we want it. So I know he's not spawned. So basically, I'm gonna go. I would say use here as the tank stack area or the main spawn where we hope to get it to go, but then use this whole area to kind of spread.
I think that if we want to have people spread, like, I don't think we should be going further back. So if you want to have people spread, like, if you're gonna stand like right here, have us in like a line like this. That way, if we get it like in this corner, the people that are on the other side have the possibility. Like if you have like a mage in this section here, the mage can just blink straight forward. Any healer that's standing near you right now can actually heal everyone who's being targeted who has to deal with the crap that's on this side. The issue with what we were doing before was that if people are on that back stairwell, no healer is going to be able to heal anyone that's trying
You're not
to kill
supposed to go that far back.
Yeah,
You're
like
only
I
supposed
said,
to
no
go
casters
up
should
to
go past
half.
halfway. So where I'm standing right now is the max that any range should be. But
remember, it doesn't
you should be in the middle too. Like,
so that's even better though. So if we're seeing what range doing, if we're here and the max that they're going is there, that's like everyone should be in range really of each other.
That way, I-beam should be, or the tentacle should be easy to get to.
Yeah. So if you divided the room into like quarters, like everyone should be in this south quarter.
Okay. I'm gonna spawn him. I'm gonna dot die his phase 1, and then we basically have to go right into it, or else he's gonna start spawning shit. So just know where your spots
Hold up.
are.
You gotta heal up real quick.
Oh, he did this teleport again.
Fucking half of us are gonna die when we run in there.
Okay, just make sure you're not in the doorway. I'm gonna respawn him. Just don't be in the doorway.
Including pets.
Jesus Christ, my cookies just got out of the oven. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem, Chris.
What?
Idiot.
Got me.
I like all the you guys keep putting in about Cripes. You say the loveliest things about him.
I heard you got another promotion. I was pretty impressed.
I heard
They're
he's
fucking
coming
shitbags.
out, and he gives free rubs and tugs.
He did get promoted at McDonald's this week. He got furloughed.
Okay. Oh.
Bro?
What are you doing, bro?
Don't worry about it.
Bro. Pro invisible?
I don't know what he's.
Okay.
Who's stop?
I can just dot die his first phase.
Yeah, do it.
But why are you in there?
I'll just teleport everyone in here once you dot die.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I'll be a half out.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't work. There we go. This guy's moving. Okay. Still get a little bit of a spread.
Too far.
It's like all those people, like, yeah, so like
doing.
exact too far.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
all
bad,
those
sorry.
guys.
This is phase 2.
Yeah. So we're just staying
So
like
you
halfway,
just-
yeah.
Okay.
Pause over there. That's really why it's super important that we're up the front there.
Yeah, because if Claw spawns on their side, you're just gonna die basically. You need to be close enough to help.
Okay, Giant Eye in 7 seconds. See, this is proper timer. It should be Giant Eye first, and then should have time to go. So Giant Eye. Okay. Popping up. Okay, go on the Giant Eye, switch for the Little Eyes. All the melee, for the most part, should be on this Giant Eye.
It's weekend already.
Jeez, really?
Did somebody dot die on the inside?
2 warlocks went down there and he killed it.
Is that what it was? That's fine. That's like, I honestly really don't give a shit about doing it uberly clean. Like, we can do it just like this. Just push it whenever it pushes, just clean up what's left, and then. Okay, 10 more seconds.
He still only has, now he has 5 stacks. Sunder.
Okay, new claws will be coming, so we're gonna go to that same spot again, start doing your spread again. Want to get the bait to this side.
So the only thing is, yeah, you do have to go to the back, the backstab, but that's fine.
Okay, it's spawning. Onto it. Get it down. Okay, get ready for raid party in the eye, so you should be in your spots for raid. And everyone else should be trying to get closer here, just to force it to spawn.
Any second?
Should be up. Any second. Now.
Hello?
Hello? There it is. Oh, get interrupted. What's the percent on the inside?
85%.
Is one dead?
I don't
They're
see.
both up.
Okay, big claw, big claw. New raid party. You ready for raid party and claw at the same time?
Like purple and yeah,
should be.
And all you guys are like way too far over still.
Big claw, big claw.
It's just because I can't target. I know I'll be able to on Classic, but I can't tab target through it. So.
Yeah.
Big claw, big claw.
Okay.
Could make a. It wouldn't be bad to make a macro too.
Big claw. All the melee should be on the big claw. And the casters, as soon as they're out, should be on it. Run on the boss.
And then whoever goes down, again, ideally, we know percentage. And we have, you know, our dots up and stuff. Like Sunders and crap.
10 more seconds of weaken. No, it'll be just short, so one more phase. Okay, get ready for big claw, get ready for big claw, which means get to the front. Big claw, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, and even if we get to 1%, like, we have to do another
Just
phase.
do the mechanics.
Because it'll take way too long for him to die.
Big claw in a second. There it is to the right, get it down. Tentacle party, get ready, get in your positions. He's gonna be spawning with the claw, or with the spawns. 6 seconds. Ish.
No, I'm gonna grab the deep one always, okay? I'm gonna grab this one.
There's a dark glare coming too.
No, it's not. That's just your other timers.
So it just doesn't dark glare right now?
No, all that phase. That's just phase 1 abilities. Feeling the big guy, big guy.
Then again, if you're in the stomach, try to call out percentages in case we don't have add-ons or whatever.
Big party.
Big one's up.
Big claw, big party.
Right side, right side.
Should be almost pushed over on the inside.
Who's doing right eyes?
These eyes are taking way too long to go down.
The right side is too slow.
What are you doing for yours? Are you fire blasting one?
Scorch fire blast and it's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
We'll counterspell it first.
Okay.
One tentacle down.
Grapes.
One tentacle down.
Big one has to be killed.
Big eye, big eye. Switch it.
So you notice this eye tentacle does the eye.
It's the same. It's the same one every time. It's yeah.
It's the back right one that lives the longest.
How are we looking? Are we almost done?
Michael's in there.
80%.
Purple.
I need to get out purple. I'm at 9 stacks.
Just good.
So 9 stacks. You did 1500.
Tentacles, guys. Finish the last tentacles. Just finish the last little bits of the fight.
I might just sit on that one.
Last tentacles at
Finish the big guy. Finish this up and then push over. Yep. Whoever's inside, just push it over.
8% should be pushed over now.
Okay, finish the loss.
Huzzah!
We win!
Oh, Death's thing.
Nice.
Alright. That's what's up.
That's
Dragons.
Alright, guys. That's super good. That's like exactly what needs to happen. No.
Uh-oh, everybody got teleported to the butthole.
Congratulations, we saved the world.
Congratulations, go hug the Sidus.
If we we'll talk about it more. If we decide we want to do another Monday, we'll do like the Bug Trio, Viscidus, and Oro, the ones we didn't see, the optionals. But most likely, you know, we might leave this for the day of. Do all the main bosses, get Cthulhu down, and then come back and do the optionals. But that's fantastic, guys. Okay, by the way, we are going to do a full clear right now.
Okay.
No, great job. Really fantastic. That's one of the more complicated bosses in the game. So, yeah. So there you go. And it may even be a little easier on classic.
Even easier.
So very, very good job. Thank you for coming tonight, guys. I really appreciate people showing up for this. Next week is going to be our last split week. I think the week of the release, we're going to go back to doing main raid and alt raid, just to kind of see how the alt raid is situated for going into AQ. Also, alts, the warlocks, if you guys have that shadow resist still need to get done, or alts that need NR, I would definitely recommend getting some of that done. Because we would like to probably go in the first
Do
week.
we have the no? I'm not a main tanker. Do we have that Stegan gear or whatever?
Newly disconnected from your channel on Yeva's Arts
Like
and
shadow
Crafts
resist,
from
like
the server. Oppo disconnected
Stygian is
from your
what he
channel
meant to
on
say.
Yeva's Arts and Abide
Oh,
disconnected.
Jeremiah,
Santama
before you head
disconnected
out,
from your
I might
channel
need to
on
make
Yeva's
some-
Newick
Arts
and
and
Crafted
Crafts
Greasy.
from the server.
In game.
Where you at, Apo?
Probably pretty pricey, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Great job tonight, guys. That's fantastic.
Good job.
It's a whole bunch of dark runes.
Garissa
Thanks, guys. Bye,
disconnected
guys.
from your
Thank you
Duffel
for
disconnected
listening
from
to
your
me for
channel
so
on
long.
Yeva's Arts
Wait,
and
come
Crafts
back, come
from the
back.
server.
Yo, Apo, come
Love you,
back.
Michael.
Let me
Disconnected
Bye.
from your channel on
It's
Yeva's Arts
20
and
dark
Crafts from the
runes,
server.
6 iron rep.
KRYFS disconnected.
I was gonna
Twelve
see if
Sunflower.
something works.
Timster
The
disconnected from your
multivoxer
channel on Yeva's
AoE
Arts
1
and Crafts
sells
from
dark
the server.
runes for like 8 or 9 gold a piece.
I can probably get. I can probably ask him to give us some, or see if he will.
We And could if you just want, go and do
Abide
Shallow.
disconnected from your channel on
Wait,
Yeva's
where are you?
Arts
I mean,
and
I know
Crafts from the
AoE
server.
Where the fuck is that?
Who you want?
Are you outside?
No, I think it's a dungeon
guys
in
read the
Stratham
Shadowlands yet?
or something.
Are you outside?
We don't do that here.
Clutch disconnected from your
D-Wops
channel
come
on
with
Yeva's
this
Arts
shit.
and Crafts from
Hold
the
on,
server.
I gotta deal with Apo. Hold
Bulba.
on.
Greasy disconnected.
Wait,
Jumped
where
into
are you?
your
Did
channel
we
and
res
switched to
anybody
officer
on that
chat on the
last
server.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't dying either. I don't think I was.
How many did we res on that last one?
I died once.
40.
Oh.
Yeah.
A couple of them, like, I didn't res though.
Like I wasn't dying. I noticed.
Yeah,
you gotta turn
you
God
didn't
off.
turn God
You
off.
take a crap ton of damage from those big tentacles.
Wait.
Oh yeah, they hit like a truck,
What the
which
fuck?
is why
You guys die again? Where are you? I was running out to meet you.
Like, they hate Bonnie. On
Yeah.
that last run, it was like just Bonnie.
Yeah, it's gonna be really important that we're just chugging whatever we have on those ones, like stone shield pots and stuff,
fuck is
especially
dirty?
for the tanks, because we're not gonna really be doing anything when it comes
I'm
to
looking.
tanking
I'm
on
looking
that
for
fight.
you in the. Here.
So like stone shield potting.
All right, where are you?
Wearing
Are you inside?
pretty good def gear for those ones would be important. I know I had God mode on still tonight, but I still ended up just wearing like a full defensive plus 10 hit set.
Hey, here's the thing I wanted. Wait.
Are you meaning to talk out loud, Twist Ops?
Clear comms.
BNT disconnected from your channel on Yeva's Arts and Crafts from the server.
Yeah. I'm coming right now. Can you link me whatever pieces you can make with that mail set?
For the sandstock?
Yeah.
I can make all pieces.
Yeah, I don't really know what that entails.
Alright.
It's too far away.
It's a bunch of shillith and fragments. You gotta go skin bugs and stuff.
Why isn't it doing shit now? It works on him. What? Watch here.
Dwops.
Hey, bro, if you just want to port to me, I can
Mayor
go show you how to
disconnected from your channel on Yeva's Arts and Crafts
Also,
from the
you
server.
wouldn't need the bracers. Only the gloves is worth crafting.
Hey.
Dot revive.
Just because right now, if we're all stacking like right here in this part, the issue is that anybody who's stacking like right here in this area, if you have a tentacle spawn right here, everyone right here is flying out of the inside, like out of like the fight basically. We might want to just move our stack point
try
onto
one more
a
thing. I
wall,
just need to get
just so
this
that if
thing.
people get pushed back, they're just getting pushed here instead. As well as it kind of forces us into a small box like this, which is kind of where we want to be.
Disconnected
Like
from your channel on Yeva's
the
Arts
tentacle
and
damage
Crafts
is
from the
manageable for the spawn on it. It's just the issue of if everyone is splitting into different locations, it's hard to deal with it. As well as if we are all here, if a tentacle spawns like right where I am, and if someone is standing here, they're going to shoot themselves across the room to the eyes that we need to kill. If it's the same spawn as
was
well.
disconnected from your channel
And
on
they'll
Yeva's
just
Arts
die
and
faster,
Crafts
as
from
well
the
as
server.
healers who are in this area have access to healing anyone who's going to be taking damage. It just lets us control where we're going, like when things like kind of when something like when everyone gets moved or forcefully moved, because the last phase we got pretty lucky with a lot of them, but the phases before, like when we were back here, anybody that was behind was being like shot out like the doors. People that were just off to the side were being shot into corners, and that's when if you have like one mage who's throwing like the far side clear, if they get shot way into like a random spot, they're in a situation where that eye is not gonna get killed very quickly. Because there really isn't too much damage going out as long as 8 interrupt hits. That's just what I noticed at least. Because like the damage isn't bad. Like I think the tentacle knockback was like 1,000 damage at most. It wasn't like it's not gonna kill people. What's gonna kill people?
2,000 damage on me.
Yeah, I didn't take 2,000 for the first one. I don't know if it's 2,000 and is it physical or is it through shadow? I'm guessing it's probably physical.
I'm pretty sure it's physical.
Here's
I
what I
had you
see.
shielded
Like,
a lot too.
I see, like that works fine, but I see like casters and healers still like way over
Bonnie
here.
left your channel and switched to
Like,
Birdie's fart in a bottle on the
shouldn't we
server.
just move
SWYTH
like I'm a caster and I just go
from
right
your
here,
channel
like
on Yeva's Arts and
center
Crafts from the server.
of him.
Yeah.
I could kill every single tentacle.
Yeah, that's what
right here.
That's I think what we should be doing. I think just because people think this thing does damage. It's also too originally because like the original knockback, people aren't wanting to move from it. They just want to do whatever, right? So if in the first section we try and had most people were standing like within like this box right here. That's kind of where we were standing. like if you were standing like right here because you are doing a far side cast, if you got pushed back to say this corner and you were on like the far side ad, you blink this way up here, and then it's not that there's some healers that can target you. It's just that if there's not much overlap. Like if the one healer or the three or the two healers that can actually heal you when you're right here and you're taking damage, there's a chance that they might not because of overlapping heal. Whereas I agree, if everyone's here and if our healers are kind of just chilling in this general area, we can overlap the heals so people don't just get randomly sniped.
Yeah, like I don't know, if I was like a mage, I'd try to be like right here, so I'm still like visible to you, like to your eye.
Yeah.
But I'm still like killing this tentacle. Like I could target all three of these far tentacles without moving an inch.
Yeah, if anything, I think there just needs to be like a back wall where people can't run past. So like if we're gonna spawn here, for example, no one should be farther back than this type of thing. Where we can spread out like this way here. But anyone that's like farther behind is bad because even if a tentacle spawns right here, because it only will knock the people that are around me away, the people that are going to be negatively affected are right here. Whereas everyone else, for the most part, it kind of doesn't matter. Like if someone gets knocked into this wall, they're just gonna like walk forward, and that's fine. If you get pushed back this way, you're gonna be closer to the tentacle on this side. And there's people that don't get like knocked immediately out of the fights. That's because like when we were on the last clear, like we got lucky with tentacles in this section. But if like a tentacle happened like here, there were people just slightly behind. Like you can lose like three healers to that because the healers typically are going to stand farther back just because of most mechanics. That's what they want to do. But if like even if it's here and Exact is where I am, Exact is moving up here. This is where Exact now is going to be. That's where he is, and he's only going to be able to heal people that are up this far. And if eyes are spawning, anybody out here is gonna probably, if this is Exact, if Exact's healing someone that's like just standing here, even which is a spot where he should be able to reasonably heal them, they're not gonna get healed by him. They might die to that. That's the one thing. I think just making like a wall that people can't go past is a good idea, just to prevent situations where people are getting kicked out of like the fight type of thing.
JRY disconnected from your channel on Yeva's Art.
Yeah, and like I don't really mind if we spread across. Going against the wall, though, I'm just reluctant to go against the wall because like that kind of puts us out of the fight, doesn't it not? That kind of puts us really far away from the other side of the room if we go against a wall.
No, when I say a wall, I mean more like an invisible wall. Like you see, I'm talking about. Like,
okay, yeah. I'm not game to see it, but yeah, if we line up across, I don't really care if it spawns in like the southern or the east or the west, as long as it doesn't spawn on the north side of the room.
He's just saying like if you get unlucky and you get knocked back from the tentacle, you could be literally at the top of the stairs where we initially run in.
Yeah, and if that's a healer up there, people might if you get one or two healers up there, or even like a DPS, like that could be the difference between someone dying. Because like if two healers go up there, there's a good chance that someone's gonna die, just depending on what their healing assignments were. And even if we just like slightly like rotate where we're standing, just to like this section here, we can do the same thing with our movements. It's just that if you're behind, for example, you're just gonna fly over here instead, and you can still kind of control. Because like this is how far you're moving. Like you're moving. This is 36 yards that you're moving basically from one hit. Right. So that's the issue is if you're moving like 30 yards away from everyone else, and the party also has to move 20 yards, you're essentially 56 yards away. And a lot of the healers aren't going to have movement to catch up with everyone.
still pretty overall. I was pretty happy with how quick phase 1 was picked up by people. I felt phase 1 was fairly clean.
Yeah, there's
people have never seen it before.
What do you take us, idiots, Michael? Gosh.
Yeah,
not
come
all
on.
the time. Not you.
What about me?
All the time.
I mean, if we can kill dragons without an Ixioclux, we can kill Cthulhu.
You're dead to me, Michael. Dead to me.
Yeah, that's the only real thing that I was noticing, just because, again, my spot in the room is pretty much like a corner spot like this.
What we could do probably, and this might be like the better, is just like be more inside of him. Like, does it matter that the tentacle, like if it's like literally like dead center of him?
Just a targeting issue, but we have tab working properly in Classic, so probably not.
Like, just assume, like, just seeing like, hey, all the melee are like dead center of
It
him.
would just be a targeting issue, because if you're in the black though, like, I know not probably a lot of healers do any targeting of healing, but they probably target everything from their frames, but you wouldn't be able to click any person.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like even stacking in the middle is fine. I just think that the only place we don't want to be is kind of like in like a really open area where people can go flying. We want to. I think it's just better. We want to try and control where people get moved. That's the only thing I think is that the way that phase becomes a nightmare is if we have no control over where everyone's going and we fall behind on ads somehow because of that, or we just don't get a stun off on something and we just take a lot of damage. So you will get volleyed around the map, like if pretty quickly with like the tentacles, like they'll move you around. So, oh, that's just because something needs to be in melee range of them, otherwise they keep respawning. I don't know. That was my thought when I was looking at it. Just when we were on the final phase, I just saw that like if the tentacle went to a few people, it would have been in a situation where people could have been easily picked off and stuff like that, or people would have just been in a spot where it would have taken a bit of time to potentially like recover. Oh.
Very true. Yeah, we can definitely look to try and min-max that phase as much as possible, especially for those knockbacks. Especially if you can get yourself knocked into a spot that helps too.
Yeah, that's
still pretty good.
That's all I have really. I think I've called everything.
Hey, Verdi, you there?
I think it's still a pretty easy fight. I don't have any issues.
Yeah, it's just a coordination fight, really. Once you get the coordination, the moving into the room and doing that down, then the rest of the fight kind of will get it.
Hey, Verdi, you there?
Yeah. Hi, Verdi. This is Verdi. Do you need a champ?
I don't need ass blasting. You sound like a raper.
Okay, bye.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish getting my Shadow as a scare. I will talk to you guys all later.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Rain disconnected from your channel on Yeva's Arts and Crafts from the server.
So who were we missing tonight?
Nightblade.
Nightblade and
Apparition.
It's because the Chinese captured him.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because some of those guys are the icon that moves. That moves into the room.
Michael. Michael.